This is the largest karate event in the universe. Over 100 competitors from all over the world have gathered, all with the sole purpose of becoming world champion. The tournament is held only once every 4 years, making each match of significant importance. Many will fall, but only one will be champion. Today I'm here to support some of my friends competing in this tournament. Will I see one of them become champion? Or will they fall and be forced to wait another 4 years? I've been fortunate enough to interview some of these karatekas leading up to this massive event. So before the tournament begins, I want to go backstage and wish some of my friends good luck.
世代です。
頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。頑張ります。
ジャパニーズ空手マイク体操。ああ、いいですね。
同情生の方が作ってくれて。
いいね。That's dope. These 兄弟なんです。These two are brothers. They're both gonna fight in the same tournament. It's pretty cool.
頑張ります。ありがとうございます。
久しぶりです。
ありがとう。どうですか？調子いいです。
絶対勝つ。
ああ、身長を聞いて167。今日パンフレット見てたんですけど、196までいく世界婦人がいるんで、やばいですよ。それで身長すごいですね。頑張ってください。
I'm 194 and now I'm 196.
196, 194, and you're probably about over 90 kilos.
Over 100.
Over
108 and 106.
Today you might be competing against people my height.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's not easy.
It's hard.
It's hard because they really quick. And in European tournaments, I always fight against guys like me, with something like me, and they are not as quick as the smaller guys. So it's not too easy. Okay, I'm bigger, I am heavier, but it's not easy.
I just have one last question. How's the food in Japan?
I love the Japanese food. Yes, tonkatsu, love it, and I like the rice here.
Right.
It's much different from the home rice, but I love it, and I really love to eat with chopstick.
Oh, you can use chopsticks?
Yes,
no
we are
problem.
always eating with chopsticks.
That's impressive.
I really enjoy being in Japan. The atmosphere and the culture is really nice. We are twins.
For real?
Yes, we are twins. Check it.
Well, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hideki Kemba won several national championships and is known as the ace of Japan. So we're all counting on him secretly. 調子どうですか？
もうバッチリです。気は抜けないですけども、ちょっとどれだけ自分を出せるかっていうのは楽しみです。
なんか向こう側からなんか注目してる選手とか、ぶつかり合うような感じで意識してる選手とかいますか？
そうですね。やっぱり前回負けたマシェマズル選手。
This is Masuru Maziru. He fought and defeated Hideki Kembu last year at the 7th World Karate Championships. He is a key player in this tournament and is considered not only as one of the top candidates to make it to the finals, but potentially win.
順当にいけば当たるので。
応援してます。頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
おっす。
元気そうですね。
はい、元気です。
This is Sawai Tenshin. So he's gym mates with Hideki, who we just interviewed. でかいですね、みんな。
みんなでかい。
大丈夫そうですか？
頑張ります。
頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。
Later on in this video, you'll get to see what happens when a small karateka fights a giant karateka. But before that, let me introduce you to more of my friends.
ありがとうございます。
調子いいそうです。
バッチリですね。あとはもう自分を信じて出し切ってくれるだけですね。
Samuel, it's good to see you again.
See you as well.
How's everything going?
Going good. Really looking forward to fighting.
I met Samuel down in Kyushu. He was at the Godo Geiko. How long has it been since then? It hasn't been that long, right? A couple months?
Yeah, 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
2-3 months.
How's the training?
Very hard, very good. Been training with the whole Fukuoka team and just been amazing. Very hard training and very focused and ready for this.
Are you the only athlete from Denmark today? That's from the male bracket?
No, we have 2 more fighters. We have one called Brian Jakobsen, who is This is his 7th World Open Karate Championship.
real?
Yeah, so he has the record. He's a legend. He was back fighting here in 1999 for the first time. So yeah, he's
wow.
yeah. So he's the
That's
team
crazy.
captain. Yeah.
How confident are you that you guys can bring, one of you guys can bring the gold
I'm
back to Denmark?
Very confident in the preparation and just trained very hard, and I'll do my very best.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with everything. After wishing the competitors good luck, it was time for me to sit back and enjoy the show. Because punches to the face are not permitted in karate, many consider it to be less brutal relative to other combat sports. What I learned this day is that this belief is not entirely correct. A karateka can be put unconscious via head kick or knee. This particular fighter laid motionless for several minutes, forcing the medical team to carry him out on a stretcher. The bare knuckle punches and elbows can also be very damaging. It is not unusual for one to suffer injuries to his rib or even collarbone, leading to his defeat. Injury can occur not only in defeat, but also in victory. Even if injured, a victorious karateka will be allowed to move on to the next bracket, but will be at a heavy disadvantage when facing a fresh opponent. Not to mention, since there are no weight classes, large size differences between competitors is not uncommon. In such cases, a karateka is forced to face impossible odds. In addition to all of this, because this is a tournament, one must fight and win 7 matches in a row to be crowned champion. In a high-stake contest like this, a single miscalculation can lead to not only defeat, but also to serious injury. And I gotta mention Ryuji Toda. We met him, I think about a year ago at the Dream Cup. That's right, he won the Dream Cup, and I think that was about a year ago. That's where we first met him. After becoming the national amateur champion at 16 years old, Ryuji challenged for the All Japan tournament. However, he lost his second match at an attempt to become national champion. He tried again 5 months later, but was unsuccessful, losing his third match. Ryuji Toda, a strong karateka, but not considered as one of the elite. Today, he faces Mazuru Masie. Yes, the man who beat the elite of Japan. No one could have expected what happened next. Mazuru, confident in his relentless pressure, pressed forward like he always does, but something was different this time. His opponent was not moving backwards. It was instead Mazuru who was being pushed backwards. Ryuji Toda was able to not only outmatch Mazuru's pressure, but land heavy low kicks, even making Mazuru fall to the mat on several occasions. To Mazuru and everyone's surprise, Ryuji Toda earned a 3-0 decision and pulled off the biggest upset of the tournament. Before it happened, I was like, I'm sorry it had to be you. I'm sorry it had to be you to fight this monster, but yeah, he pulled off a massive upset, so how cool would it be if he made it to the finals, right? Everyone loves an underdog story, including myself. There was another big underdog winning from the women's bracket, from what I remember. I think her name is Airi Khan. Airi Khan, one of the smaller karatekas, faced Maria Secunda. Combating a massive size disadvantage with toughness and determination, Airi Khan was able to secure a victory. Next, she faced a 3-time national champion, Chihiro Kubota. Both fought hard, leading the match into the second extension round, where Airi was able to out-edge her decorated opponent. Showing incredible fighting spirit, Airi defied the odds twice in one day. Day 2 of the World Tournament, and today there's going to be the best 32 for the males category, and for the women's the best 8. I mean, there were a lot of nasty knockouts yesterday. Thankfully, none of my friends were the victims, so I'm happy about that. But when it comes to 32, you're going to see some of your buddies fight some of your other buddies, which is a little bit of a problem for me, but it's just part of the sport. Hopefully no one gets hurt and the best man wins. I am looking forward to seeing who makes it to the very top. Obviously, Iriki, Watanabe, I mean, they were thought of as making it to the top from before, but watching the performance yesterday, they both looked really strong. This is Sawai Tenshin, the smallest karateka in the tournament, facing one of the largest karateka in the tournament. Talk about a size difference, son. That's gotta be like 20 plus centimeters difference and over 20 kilos. That's insane. While Airi was able to defeat her larger opponent, Tenshin was not as fortunate. I mean, I'm sure this is not exactly what Sawai Tenshin wants to hear, but just surviving that is good job. Later on, I was lucky enough to ask Tenshin how it felt to fight a giant. Here's what he had to say.
めっちゃでかかったですよね。あれどうですか、そんなでかいのでやって。
めっちゃやっぱり全然違かったんで、もう一回体作りから頑張んなきゃな。
いやーでももちろんなんか優勝目指してたと思うんですけれども、結構いいところまで行けましたよね。
そうですね。2日目には残れたんで少しは自信がつながったんで、これからも頑張ります。
いや楽しみにしてます。
ありがとうございます。
Let's get back to the tournament.
From Lithuania, there's this fighter called Ivantas. He's one of the candidates to be making it to the very top.
And there's a reason for that. Ivantas defeated Yusaku Watanabe last year, and then beat Mazuru in the finals to become heavyweight champion of the world.
一番強いイバンタス選手っていうのがいるんですけど、リトアニアのこれが本当に台風の目になるというので、イバンタスに誰が勝てるか。
Yesterday, he made quick work of his opponent, dropping him with a vicious body shot. On the first bracket of day 2, Ivantas faced Yuki Okada, a strong karateka, but like Ryuji Toda, was not a national champion and not considered as an elite-level fighter. However, Okada proved otherwise. Using the advantages a smaller karateka possesses, Okada made good use of his agile footwork to misdirect the forward pressure and attacks of his larger opponent, while landing fast and stinging low kicks in the process. And when Ivantas showed even the slightest sign of weakness, Okada took full advantage. By the end of the match, it was clear who was victorious. Following Ryuji and Airi, Yuki Okada, in defeating Ivantas, proved himself and exceeded everyone's expectations. In the women's final 8, Ramu Amikawa faced Brigitta from Lithuania. The two were evenly contested, leading the match into the extension round. Not once, but twice. There, Ramu was able to outpace Brigitta, scoring herself a clear victory and a spot in the semi-finals. Next, it was Airi Khan versus Momo Fujihara. While Airi was able to weaponize toughness and durability against a larger foreigner fighter, Fujihara was a different story. On top of having those same attributes, Fujihara had a little bit more stored in the tank, allowing her to push Airi back slightly but consistently throughout the match. Fujihara was awarded the victory and moved on to face Ramu in the next bracket. Mihiro Suzuki versus Nichika Tomimura was like two mini tornadoes colliding into each other, both not willing to take a step backwards, doing anything that might give them even the slightest advantage, including punching the opponent's leg. Whether the punches to the leg were effective or not, I can't be sure. But as time went on, Mihiro was able to push forward and take full control. By the end of the match, it was a clear victory for Mihiro, who moved on to the semi-finals and one step closer to her dream of becoming champion. Who stood in her way next was Yuna Mokudai, a karateka famous for her precise and fast punches. Mokudai unleashed a barrage of her best strikes, but Mihiro was not intimidated. The two stood their ground and exchanged blows in close range. Despite taking each other's best shots, neither showed signs of giving in even slightly, forcing the judges to call for an extension round. In the extension round, it was Mihiro who changed her approach, kicking the legs when the opportunity presented itself, while kneeing the thigh when in close. Mihiro was able to slightly outscore Mokudai, earning 3 flags from 5 of the judges. She was now in the finals and just one step to becoming world champion. Who would face her there was the winner of this match, Ramu Amikawa versus Momo Fujihara. The match is a tough one for both, that continued into the second extension round, which also concluded in a draw. The winner was to be decided by weight measurement. Ramu, being 10 kilos lighter than Momo, was awarded the victory. With this, the women's finals were set. Ramu Amikawa versus Suzuki Mihiro. Yusaku Watanabe, utilizing his fast and powerful punches, outclassed his opponent with ease and moved on to the final 16.
Seems like he's doing well. He came this far with no damage and he won again, so well done.
For the spot in the last 8, Yusaku faced Hiraki Kaede, who attempted to knock out Yusaku using Owazas. But Yusaku saw it coming, avoiding all the dangerous strikes from his opponent while controlling the pace with his punches. Yusaku secured a one-sided 5-0 victory and continued forward in the tournament. Everything was going as planned until here. The karateka from Kazakhstan, Anton, was not only able to withstand Yusaku's barrage of punches, but was also skilled in close quarters. The exchanges were an even give and take, resulting in the judges calling for another round. It was there Yusaku was dealt a taste of his own medicine. Being stunned momentarily by a body shot, Anton was able to pick up the pace and take control of the match. Yusaku did well in defending, allowing himself to recover from the damage, and when recovered, fired back with ferocity. With Anton controlling the first half and Yusaku the latter, the judges were not confident in picking a winner. Once again, the decision was a draw, and the match continued into the second extension round. Determined to win, Yusaku fought hard, but it was Anton who pressed forward. Although it was not a clear display of dominance, it was enough for 3 out of the 5 judges to award Anton with the victory. And with that, the Japanese karateka's quest to the World Championship was ended. Yusaku performed extremely well leading to this point, showcasing all the hard work and training he endured for this tournament. He took no shortcuts and left no stone unturned, preparing himself as best as he possibly could. However, life had other plans. Where Yusaku Watanabe's path leads from here, no one knows. But I have no doubt that he will one day be crowned world champion. For the final 16th spot, Iriki faced off with Kalyan from Bulgaria. A close contest between 2 top karatekas. Or so I thought it would be. Iriki, who masterfully hit while not getting hit himself, displayed why he is called the Ace of Japan. The match was one-sided, resulting in a 5-0 unanimous decision for Iriki. In the final 16, Iriki versus Kazushi Watanabe, the younger brother of Yusaku, took place. Iriki, controlling the match from start to finish, once again showed that he is on another level. Moving on to the best 8, Iriki took on Kosei Ochiai, known for his sturdy stance and unmovable base. Ochiai moved forward and closed in on Iriki, but was not effective in doing so. Using his footwork, Iriki hit and then moved. Even while engaging, Iriki circled around his opponent, never allowing himself to be a still target. Proving himself to be too swift for Ochiai, Iriki earned a clear victory and moved on to the semi-finals. Before we look at that, let's check out what's going on in the other side of the bracket. After defeating Evantus, Okada faced a powerful karateka in Yuta Goto. Battling hard into the extension round, Okada was successful in securing the victory. Moving on to the best 16, Okada faced 41-year-old veteran, Valery Dimitrov. While Valery was not nearly as young as most of the competitors, he was acknowledged by all as a dangerous threat. Having the impressive credentials of becoming European champion 22 times and weight category world champion 3 times, Valeri was not an opponent to be taken lightly. Okada, being fully aware of what he was up against, fought on high alert. However, the variations of many different strikes from the veteran began to confuse him. Being distracted, Okada lost his focus just for an instant. Against most karatekas, a small mistake such as this would go unpunished. But Valeri is not like most karatekas. Scoring a waza ari and then controlling the match from then on out, Valeri defeated Okada and earned a spot in the semi-finals.
So the semifinals of the tournament is about to start, and there's Iriki, and then there's 3 other what we call gaikokujin in Japanese, which means foreigners. So Iriki is the sole Japanese karateka left in the tournament. Then it's a really big deal for Japanese to win the world tournament because the world championship has never left Japan in the history of the karate tournament. So it would be a massive deal if a foreigner was able to come here and win the tournament in Japan and take it back to his home country.
On one side of the semi-final bracket, it was Anton representing Kazakhstan versus Valeri from Bulgaria. Anton, who showed incredible toughness and strength in his win against Yusaku, was no doubt one of the most elite. However, even he was no match for the technique of Valeri. Valeri dominated the contest, resulting in a lopsided 5-0 unanimous decision. With Valeri's place being set in the finals, it was the winner of Iriki versus Edgar who would be chosen to face him. Representing his country of Lithuania, Edgar engaged his opponent, showing no sign of weakness or fear. A valiant effort, but Iriki could not be deterred. With the loud cheers of support from the Japanese audience empowering Iriki, he relentlessly attacked with heavy low kicks. With the damage visibly affecting Edgar, it was clear to everyone watching who would be moving on to the finals. Same as Valeri, Iriki claimed a 5-0 unanimous decision, setting up the match for the finals. Iriki versus Valeri for the championship of the world. As the match began, the cheers for Valeri from the Bulgarian crowd and the chants of support from the Japanese audience were deafening. With everything on the line, Valeri pulled out all of the tricks of his trade in an attempt to dismantle his younger opponent. Iriki, who was fully aware of Valeri's craftiness, avoided many of Valeri's strikes while slowly bringing the fight to his field of expertise. Like many of his matches, Iriki made full use of his agile footwork, circling around his opponent while landing heavy low kicks. Valeri fought hard to take back control of the match, but Iriki could not be deterred. He was determined to become champion on this day. And he did. In his 3rd attempt in this tournament, which would be a span of 12 years, Iriki had finally succeeded, fulfilling his dream of becoming the champion of the world. After the fight, I was fortunate enough to talk to Iriki in his moment of glory.
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
どうですか、夢であった世界チャンピオンになって。
そうですね、なんかまだこう信じられないというか実感が湧かないです。まだふわふわして初戦から緊張して、もう自分の動きが硬いなと感じることがいっぱいあったんですけど、何度か勝てたのでよかったです。
いや、おめでとうございます。本当におめでとうございます。
I was pleased to see Iriki accomplish his goal, but the tournament was not over yet. My friend Suzuki Mihiro was to compete against Ramu Amikawa for the Women's Championship of the World. Both not willing to back down, exchanged blows in the center of the mat. With With neither giving in slightly, the match continued into the extension round. Ramu was fighting with everything she had, but could no longer withstand the forward pressure of Suzuki. Slowly but surely, Suzuki pressed forward, getting the better of the exchanges, earning herself a 5-0 unanimous decision, along with the title of Champion of the World. Again, I was lucky enough to catch up with Suzuki and her mother after the match.
去年日本大会優勝して世界チャンピオンになるっていうので、世界チャンピオンになりました有言実行です。感想どうですか？どういう気持ちですか？
もう最高です。
最高です。お母さんから
最高です。
最高です。シンプルでいいですね。次はまた世界大会を目指すっていう。
次は第14回世界大会優勝して必ず連覇を次の目標にして頑張ります。
楽しみにします。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
So that concludes the World Championships, the World Tournament. What amazing 2 days it has been. There were some amazing knockouts, there were some upsets, but all in all, good result. Japanese Karate was able to win the World Tournament, and we're safe for another 4 years. But that's the hero right there, my hero right there. He wasn't even supposed to make it close to the top. Mazuru, I believe, he was one of the candidates to make it to the top or potentially even win, but he took him out. And he took out the next guy who was supposed to be coming up as well. So if it wasn't for him, Iriki might have had a harder time getting the first spot because he beat 2 top foreigner fighters. So only one person could win. But in a way, Japan fought as a team. Like Tsukamoto Legend was going from one corner to the next corner to support not even his fighters from another branch, but he was willing to do that just to have a Japanese karateka win the first spot for the first place. It was cool to see that live, and I can't wait to see it again in the next 4 years. I'm a strongest fighter.